been seeing a lot of these types of posts.
Stick around because I have some uncomfortable truths for a lot of y'all. First off, go watch her video and find ways to help people in LA. Even if it's just posting everywhere, which is literally all I can afford to do right now. Because I'm on the other side of the country. If you can just do that, whatever you can do, find a way to help. I was literally crocheting and watching videos with like fire, relief resources. I know it's not much, but it's, I'm in Georgia. I, I'm looking for a new job. I can only do so much right now, right? So first and foremost, my heart goes out to everybody who's been affected by any natural disaster. It's terrifying. Like, I was glued to Helene because most of my family, all of my family, besides one second cousin, is in that area. Oh no, maybe two second cousins are in that area. Like literally outside of Asheville within an hour. Everyone's within an hour. Luckily everyone's safe. But there were days when we thought maybe my aunt and uncle died because their house is really remote and we couldn't get a hold of them. It was horrifying. So I think maybe my perspective on a few things will help. So first and foremost, it is okay to talk about climate change. I think that's fair, because we need to be having we've been having these discussions. They need to be amplified because this is crazy shit. I'm not talking about that. Like, we need to bring awareness without shaming, but we need to bring awareness. Okay, if it's a major corporation or politician, you can shame them. Otherwise, no shaming. First and foremost, stop politicizing this. Stop. Okay? I'm going to give some perspective here. I'm openly bisexual. I've been out for over 15 years. I worked on the Harris campaign, and during Helene was working on Vice President Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. I'm a very progressive Democrat. I'm very open to a lot of the more progressive policies. And I volunteer as a clinic escort. As you can tell by my name, Abortion Queen of the South, I am very passionate about reproductive rights, among other things. I'm a vegan. I'm a feminist, obviously. I mean, everything a lot of right-wingers hate. But I'm also the only Democrat in my family. I'm the only one who voted for Harris in my family. They all, I will say, reluctantly voted for Trump. It's rough. We just don't discuss it. We just don't. I have to protect my peace. I do my best, but sometimes we discuss certain issues, but generally, as far as like Canada, we don't know. That's neither here nor there. So it was hard because I knew I know that's a red area. Why? Because I went there so many times as a kid. And occasionally as an adult. I mean, it gets a little harder when you're an adult. But when I was a kid, I went all the time. Because it's like, the closest we've ever been was like 4 hours away. Where I live now, outside of Atlanta. I don't think that's because, and the reason why I'm so empathetic to these people is because, like I said, I grew up around it. Things are different. We could have that whole discussion. Gladly can. So first and foremost, how awful would it have been, not only just talking to my family, to say that, I'll be honest, I don't really want to I'm still very mad about the election, as we all are, and I'm terrified, and I'm dealing with a lot of complicated emotions from it, but, was not happy with any of them, nor did I really want to talk to them for the election. But during that time, when I was working on Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign, my thoughts weren't, oh, well, these assholes deserved it, they're going to vote for Trump. No. I was worried about my aunt and uncle because we had not heard from them and thought they were going to die. They might be dead. That was really and truly what I thought. If you are trying to politicize this and spread misinformation and shit on Gavin Newsom, shit on whoever, just stop. Just stop. Just stop. It's wrong. If you do that, you can think those thoughts inside and deal with that the way you can. I know I've had some very complicated thoughts the last few months, and I've had to kind of keep those to myself and like work them out. Those are inside thoughts. Okay? I'm spicy as fuck, I know it, but like I keep a lot inside and you need to too, or you need to go talk to a therapist, or you need to go talk to God. Those are the thoughts you talk to God or a therapist about, right? You don't put them on the internet and shame people and hurt them. Okay? Also, I'm going to say an uncomfortable truth for a lot of you that are saying this stuff. And I think it breaks my heart to say this, but I think it needs to be said. The average person, unless you've gone to that part of the country in Western North Carolina, a lot of y'all do not realize how remote it is. It is incredibly remote. My uncle's house, I will not drive to because there's a mountain and then a little fucking road. And if you go, you're going to go down that road or down that mountain. And I'm afraid of heights. So I've never looked down to see what is down there because I do not want to know. Right? I will not drive there. I do not like driving there. I also apparently got car sick driving there when I was a kid. So, very windy mountain roads. It is so remote that after the hurricane, until it could be repaired, and I don't know what's going on with it now. I don't know how they think this is redneck ingenuity. One of my uncle's neighbors and some of his buddies got like a backhoe or something and like filled in the road to where he can drive on it. So like this is how redneck and like backwoods that is, right? Which is actually pretty impressive, but also I would have been terrified. This is also, let me remind you, where Hurricane Helene hit, this is the same part of the country where Eric Rudolph was on the run when he was busy after committing his crimes, which are pretty awful hate crimes, right? You can go Google that yourself. Probably not a great guy, pretty bad, but interesting manhunt, very interesting manhunt there. So you're not talking about somewhere like, Los Angeles, California, where it is incredibly urban. No fucking shit, Kate. And there are a lot of people. And it's all, I think it looks like LA is kind of spread. I've never been, so please tell me. But it's not like, there's still, even if it's spread out, there are a lot of people, right? Guys, parts of Western North Carolina, and probably in any natural disaster, but especially something where there's flooding in a hurricane, guys, there are more trees and deer than people there. And I say this with a heavy heart. There are bodies that will never be found in Western North Carolina. It's that remote. And I'm sorry to say that. But trying to be hurtful to people on the other side of the country with different beliefs than you, for whatever reason, is not going to help. I can't imagine how heartbreaking that is. It's not something I've experienced. But that's where you go talk to a professional, or you go talk to your pastor, or you do some work on yourself and figure that out. Don't take it out on these people. And also to everyone who's saying, oh, they're rich people anyway, I'm going to give you another uncomfortable truth that I may or may not have mentioned in this video because I've had to do multiple takes. First and foremost, you know where there are a lot of rich people that live too? A lot of y'all don't realize this. Western North Carolina. All those around Asheville, there are tons of retirees and people who are fucking loaded who live there. They're just not celebrities. They're in a variety of industries, but they have mountain homes and they live there for a good chunk of the year, or they retire. There are also a lot of poor people there too. Just like in LA, you've got a lot of people who are probably on a level of wealth that is different. But I mean, I have a friend who their husband has a catering business and they catered a multi-million-dollar wedding in that same area of Western North Carolina. It was at least $1 million. So, you know what? Try to be a bit more realistic here. Yes, LA is probably glamorous and great. I'd love to visit one day. But, there are rich people in a lot of places and there are poor people in a lot of places. And usually there's some commingling there in any part of the country. So just try to focus on remembering that these are human beings. And regardless of how you feel about their beliefs, don't be a jerk. Try to help.